Hi guys, welcome to another video by Antiques Arena. My name is Walter O'Neill. It's just a bit of a vlog today. Little catch up on what's gone on over the week. As you saw in my last video, on Saturday I was in a horrific car accident with my daughter. So I'm going to give you a bit of an update on everything that's gone on with that. Haven't been at work since, so car boot sale videos are going to be slim this week. I've published a few since because they were already made. I think I've got another one or two left now, and then we're running thin. So what I'll probably do is I'll just pull some stock out that I got here and just do a couple of videos on some pieces I've got. At the moment I'm still not driving. Long story, one, I don't feel up to driving anyway, but there's also a pain in the arse with the insurance company. As you know, the girl who hit myself and my daughter in the car done a hit and run. The police were as useful as a handbrake on a canoe. So at the moment my insurance company are putting it down as unknown liability because we don't have the driver's details, or they haven't accepted liability. Therefore I don't qualify for a courtesy car because my car's been written off. My car was written off instantly as soon as they took one look at it. So it's going to take anything up to 2 weeks to be assessed and paid out. So for the next 2 weeks I'm without a car and no courtesy car, which doesn't seem right to me considering we were hit from behind. Just well chat about the accident now, first as last. For those of you who haven't actually seen the video I put up on Saturday, I done a video showing you the car and everything. It was quite horrific. Basically myself and my daughter were in the car. We'd been for dinner at Sandra's house after working a car boot sale. We come down the big steep hill to the bottom, slowed down to turn into my street, and some woman come down the hill probably 50-60 mile an hour, I don't know if she was drunk or what, slammed into the back of us. We then proceeded to smash into a parked car that we knocked that parked car down the bank in. Now she hit us that hard, our car went from probably 12 foot to 6 foot. It just crumpled in. So it was a mess. She then proceeded to run as fast as she could. But she hit the car, but with the use of Facebook I found the car on the Sunday morning, went down to the car and phoned the police and stayed with the car until the police impounded the car. Now updates have been sporadic. The police haven't been in touch with me once. As of yet, they still haven't even taken a statement off me, and we're talking 5 days on now, guys. And there's witnesses, they haven't bothered coming for their name and addresses or statements. How are they supposed to prosecute a woman for running from the scene of a crime when they haven't even got a statement as to what actually happened? I don't know. So what I've done today is I put a formal complaint in to the police commissioner. And I'm going to show you the letter now, the email I sent to the police commissioner. Now, I'm not being funny, I've been back to the doctors where I've had a headache since the accident happened, and I keep falling asleep, so I wouldn't get behind the wheel of a car a minute anyway. My leg is in agony, my back's in agony. So yeah, I think it's disgusting that the police have done nothing about it. What it was, we got struck from behind, and before we actually struck the car in front, I'd managed to dive over my daughter to catch hold of her so she didn't get hurt, and of course I then ended up going into the windscreen. Stuff that was in the back of the car flew forward and hit me on the head. Some hit my daughter. But it was quite a horrific crash, and unfortunately the police didn't really care. So I'm going to show you the letter of complaint I've done for the commissioner now, and we'll go from there. So here we have the letter I've sent to the police. I'm going to show you this. Walter O'Neill 1977 at AOL.co.uk, which is my personal email. It's not my business email, which is info@antiquesarena.co.uk. And the email I've sent it to the commissioner, which is commissioner at south-wales.pnn.police.uk. So you can see there it's sent directly to the police commissioner. Obviously I've said I'm writing to you as I'd like to make a written formal complaint on how my incident has been handled, and my details are all here along with the incident number. and a brief history of what has happened. I was driving I was driving down Glamorgan Road in Penrith Mountain Ash, approximately 5:15 p.m. on Saturday the 18th of June. I indicated and slowed to turn at the bottom of the hill into Dillington Terrace. I was then struck from behind at great speed. I was struck and pushed into a parked car that was a little down the hill on my left. I checked on my 11-year-old daughter, who was in the passenger seat. After seeing that she was going to be okay, I got out the car, firstly went around and got my daughter out of the car and checked her tidy. I then proceeded to check on the other driver of the vehicle. On approaching the car, I saw the other driver was female and slumped over the steering wheel, with both airbags deployed. She lifted her head to look at me and I asked if she was okay. Sorry about that. Where are we? She lifted her head to look at me and I asked if she was okay, to which she said yes and proceeded to get out of her car. I walked to my car and collected my phone. I then walked over to my daughter, and while coaching my daughter I proceeded to phone 999 to report the accident. On seeing me phone 999 and ask for the police and ambulance, the woman driving the car that struck me dived back in her car. She sped off down the hill, almost hitting another car. I was already on the phone to the police at this time, so I read out the number plate to the operator. Some 10 minutes or so later, a police officer attended the scene. He was at the scene for a few minutes and asked what happened. Once he realised it was a failure to stop, he radioed in to see if anyone had gone looking for the other driver at her address, etc. And he was told no, there was no one available. He proceeded to inform me he was the only one on in the whole area and asked if I was okay if he left to go looking for her, as it was important to get her off the road. I obviously agreed, so I agreed and he left without taking a formal statement and the name of any witnesses. My daughter and I waited for an hour for the ambulance before phoning 101, which is a non-emergency phone number, and cancelling it to drive ourselves up to the Prince Charles Hospital. We were at the hospital until approximately 3 a.m. However, while at the hospital I phoned for an update of 101, only to be informed that the officer who left my scene, the scene of the incident, couldn't attend the address of the offending driver or look for the other driver as he was called out on another emergency, like he wasn't already dealing with an emergency. I left that go and phoned back Sunday morning for another update, and the update I had then was that an officer had been to her house and she wasn't there and no car could be seen. I proceeded then to put photographs on Facebook, and within a few hours I had located where the car was hidden. I drove to the car, confirmed it was the one that hit me, and proceeded to phone 999, in which I told officers I was not leaving that car until it was impounded. I phoned back yesterday then, which was the 20th of June, to ask for an update, and was told that the driver had contacted the police and arranged a time to come in for an interview. I proceeded to inform the operator, Sally her name was, I wanted to make a complaint, and was told that the sergeant would phone me back between 10 and 11 p.m. to talk to me, which was when he came back on, about my concerns and for an update and what they plan on doing. It's obviously didn't get in touch with me. It's 21st of the 6th, 17, which is 5 days after a serious hit and run accident, and still no one has been to talk about my concerns and update me. Nobody's taken a formal statement, asked for witnesses, or even bothered to give me an update. Because the driver failed to stop, insurance cannot assign blame, which means I've been given no courtesy car, and at the moment I'm losing my no claims and excess. And until this matter is resolved, I cannot pursue the other driver for my losses. The police have failed to do their duty in this case. They used the excuse she was a danger in order to leave the scene, with a minor, which being my daughter, was injured, then dropped my case to go to another call. 5 days on, and not even bothered to come and take a statement or ask for witnesses. How are you supposed to prosecute the other driver when you don't even have a formal statement of what has happened? She didn't run until I phoned 999. I was the one who had to find the car, despite myself and my daughter being injured. Up to when I spoke to the police operator on the 20th of the 6th, you still hadn't got the driver in custody. This is unacceptable, and I will be seeking legal advice regarding how my case has been handled. The details of the car that struck me were blah blah blah, which was the Silver Corsa Victor Echo 07 Alpha Lima Oscar. My car details and the car details of the one I hit. I've also gone on to say I'll be keeping a copy of this complaint and expect a full and formal response, including an explanation of what constituted more important than taking a driver as dangerous as her off the road. So basically, I've asked them. They reckon he was called out on another emergency when he was looking for her. I want to know what constitutes more important than a dangerous driver like that who almost killed me and my daughter and another car on the way while she was fleeing the scene. And if I find out they were attending somebody who was just drunk and abusive, I'm seriously not going to be happy. That's my letter. As you see it there, kind regards, Mr. O'Neill. And then if I go to my inbox, you will see from the Commissioner, an automatic reply, complaint service by South Wales, that they have received my complaint. There we go, from the Commissioner of South Wales Police to Walter O'Neill, Wednesday 24th of June 2017 at 14:32. Obviously it's in Welsh at the beginning, don't know why, because we all speak English in Wales, or this part of Wales anyway. You've got to be up North Wales and that for everybody to speak Welsh as the first language. Anyway, they say thank you for contacting the Police and the Crimes Commission of South Wales, and they'll get back to me within due course. You can understand why I'm so frustrated. As I said in my other video, it don't matter what minor incident you do, whether it's dropping litter, going a couple of miles an hour over the speed limit, you name it, the government have got money to pay somebody to be there to fine you. Yet a serious incident like this hit and run, and they haven't even got a car to go and pursue her or look for her. It was disgusting. And I'll say it again, in this film, as I said in the last one, I'm not blaming the police officer. He has to do exactly as he's told. The police, when they've been here, have been fine. They just haven't got enough time to do anything. There's not enough of them on the street. Personally, I felt he should never have been called off the case. They should have brought in somebody from out of the area if they needed more police. But I will be pursuing this matter with the police because I feel they have seriously let me down. My insurance company will not be my insurance company after this year. They've seriously let me down. I've got no courtesy car. I've had nothing phone calls wise off them. I'm with Privilege car insurance, and you know what, guys, despite the fact I was hit from behind, clearly it's not my fault. They've got the other car and yet they still won't give me a courtesy car despite all that. They've put it down as a split claim because the other driver hasn't accepted liability yet. It's absolutely ridiculous. They haven't stood by me at all. Apparently they're going to stand by me and they're going to fight for me. But so far, they haven't made any attempts whatsoever. They haven't given me a courtesy car, they haven't done nothing. They haven't even so much as been in touch with the police yet to get the formal statement of the police. And from what was said to me today when I spoke to a gentleman today was that the police won't release a formal statement to the insurance company until they finish their criminal proceedings. So I could be a year or two before I take legal action against her or her insurance to reclaim my losses. So that's not going to be good, because I'm going to be losing £1,000 of my car value on excess, because I do a big voluntary excess because I'm a safe driver. So yeah, that's pretty much an update on the car incident. I don't know if I've said, I've been to the doctors because I've been having constant headaches. Well, he've changed my medication from cocodamol to tramadol, so it'll help with the headaches, and said I got a nasty concussion. So my daughter's handling things a lot better than me, which is great. Got no problem with that. That's exactly how I wanted it. Let me see. So that's the update with the car. I did go car shopping, having a look for another car, and oh God, there was a Lamborghini, guys, at the entrance of the car place I went to look for cars. So of course I had to get a couple of photos next to it, so I'm going to insert them at the end of the video so you can see that. Oh, it's beautiful. And there's a few really nice cars I've been looking at, but it all depends how much the insurance pay me out. But it's not looking like I'm going to be able to afford the same model car that I've lost. I'm going to have to go back in a few years because of the payout is not going to cover, by the time they take my excess away and now it's not going to cover a replacement vehicle, which is shit. I must admit, it isn't good. but it is what it is. Obviously Father's Day was Sunday. We didn't let the accident ruin that. We didn't get home until 4 in the morning on Sunday morning, so it was Father's Day when we got home. But I had some lovely things. I had really nice t-shirts, I had a lovely frame with all the children's photos in. I've had Doctor Who Matt Smith of Sandra. I've had a little Dalek pen with the Dalek floats up and down. I've had loads. I've been really spoilt. I think everybody realised how close they were to losing me and my daughter, and they've just spoilt us. So that's been good. So Father's Day was alright, even though I couldn't go to work. It was 30-something degrees outside and I couldn't work. So I missed Sunday's markets. Haven't been out all week. It's Thursday in the morning and I won't be going to Gavilon. I'm not well enough yet. So, as I said, buy-in's going to be shit. I'm going to literally have to just make some videos of stock I have in the house, which isn't a problem, I got enough of that. And we'll go from there. So, as a little update, I put every single item off my eBay onto auction, £12 start bid, no reserve. They have started placing bids down now. Haven't taken a lot of money this week yet off it. It's going to be alright by the end of it, but as the stuff's coming off I'm relisting it and I'm adding new stuff to it. So it's going to take a while before people realise I'm back on the auctions and start coming back looking for daily bargains. But that's going okay. I'm adding nice items to my website. You saw the stuff I bought on Saturday before the accident. It was beautiful. I'm having a really good run of antiques and gold and silver and things, so I can't knock that. And to be honest with you, I'm not going to knock the accident either. I ain't going to say I was unlucky, for the plain and simple reason we walked away. So even that, even that in itself was enough. So let me see, I've covered the car accident. God knows when I'm going to get another car, guys. I'm going to try and go back out to work sometime next week. I can't afford to lose 2 full weeks of work, a week and a half maybe, but I can't afford to lose 2 full weeks of work, so I will be back out in a week or two. Try and go buying again and maybe start selling, see how I am. So that's eBay talked about, website, car boats, the car accident. Obviously my diet's gone out the window with everything that's gone on and everything. I'm just eating whatever I see, and of course I've been spoilt. I can't go out without Sandra buying me a cake or pick a mix or something. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm not complaining, mind, by the way, when you watch this. But at the moment, yeah, my diet's gone right out the window. Everything I've lost I've put back on and more, I bet. But it is what it is. See. The most important thing really, I want to say thank you to everybody who sent me messages and texts and comments wishing well. I am very grateful to all of you and for your support. Had some really nice messages and you didn't have to, and I am grateful you did. Some of you have sent some really kind messages and it was nice to read. It did cheer me up and it did help, guys. So for that I am very grateful and thank you, and I think that's why I've kept the videos going this week instead of just saying, you know, I'm going to take some time off. I've tried, even though it's been videos that were already made, I've been trying to keep it going, but that is partly because of the support I've had on YouTube, and I am very grateful. I'm up to 289 subscribers now, so I'm nearly at the 300, so it's growing quite fast. I'm getting on average 10 a day new subscribers, so that's not bad. I'm really pleased with that. As I've said, I don't know what videos I'm going to put up this week yet, but the next week of videos are going to be maybe some book reviews and some general chats. I want to shut down my other website, so I'm going to do a video or two on the pages I got on there. I've got pages on how to invest in silver and gold and how to identify different things, so I'm going to film those pages, read them out to you, so the information isn't lost, and then I'm deleting that. Sorry. So yeah, all in all it's been an eventful week. Typical though, innit? Next week's forecast bloody rain. I've lost some beautiful days where I could be out buying, and more than annoying. So we'll see how it all goes. I will give you further updates. If I get a response off the police, I'll do another blog, or vlog rather, in the week. In which case I'll update you on what the insurance company have said, how my daughter and I are doing, and what the police have said. The police obviously have the woman now. She's contacted the police. I already know what she's going to do. She's going to come up with some bold story that she had shock or she was scared because there's a big man getting out of the car, not being funny. I'd already checked on her, checked she was okay, and I was stood over my daughter. She didn't run until I dialed 999, and they know that for the plain and simple reason the phone call's recorded. And I was talking to the officer before she dived back in the car. I was talking to him normal, and then next thing you know, I start saying she's diving back in the car and she's pulling off, so they know when she run. So if they try and say to me they're not going to prosecute her because they can't prove that she didn't run for shock or whatever other reason, then I'm going to be pushing my own legal action, and certainly against the police force as well as against her, because the upshot is she didn't run until she saw me phone the police. I was nowhere near her. I'd already checked she was okay, so she wasn't scared of me, and she wasn't in shock because she'd already got out the car, and all she done was turn around to my daughter, say sorry, dive in the car and speed off. She knew what she was doing, and if you've seen the other video, you've seen where she hid the car down the side of garages and parked it right up in bushes so you couldn't see the front end damage. That wasn't the actions of somebody who was in shock. Someone in shock or scared would have just drove off and just left the car in the street and phoned 999. An hour or so later, she was either under the influence of one thing or another, or she just didn't want the blame and ran. It is that simple. And if the police don't prosecute her, I'm not going to be impressed, and I'm not going to let it go. Believe me, I don't know how I have to complain, but I keep complaining, I will. Nobody's going to do that to my daughter and not have their day in court, let me tell you now. So I think that's about it, guys. I'll leave it there at that. Thanks for watching. As I said, it was just a bit of an update on the car accident and how the week's going. So again, thank you all for the support. Don't forget to put a like and a share, guys, and don't forget to subscribe, and there's a little bell that gives you notifications of when I put the videos up. You'll find us on Facebook, Antiques Arena, and we're on eBay, Antiques Arena Clearance, and of course we have our own website, antiquesarena.com. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye for now.